This short video is to explain how you can use SpanishChecker.com with your students. The main purpose of this site is to provide students with feedback on what they write in Spanish and to help them with common errors that we all find in the writing of our students. So it's basically a grammar checker. So how does this work? Well, the student would write a composition or some sentences and then copy and paste it into the main window. So let's go get a text from Word, and we'll simply copy it. Go back to the sites, paste it in, and hit the check button. We can hit the check button here or check text. And so what the site does is it scans these texts or compositions for common errors, and you'll see many of them here. You just have to move your mouse over, and you will get information about the error. Right? Generally speaking, anything surrounded by a colored box is going to be an error, whether it's yellow or red. Anything that's all written in red is going to be a spelling error. So the approach is not to automatically correct for the student, but to give them information about how they can improve their writing. So this really is a pedagogical tool. If we look at this first one, right, it says that before, professions don't use una or un. So I can change this here. Try it again, and it comes back without the error. Right? So it's through a series of interactions like this that your students will get better at their writing and avoid some very common mistakes. There is also a conjugation tool here, and all of this is free. Right? So you can put in a verb, and it's going to give you the full conjugation. You don't need to really go and purchase other tools. Everything is here. And you can get all of the feedback in Spanish or in English. There is a way to put in accents and punctuation that might be challenging. At the bottom, you'll find a list of the errors categorized. And of course, we also have links to a vocabulary builder and a complete grammar guide. And in fact, the errors down here will have links to the grammar guide to get extra information and more exercises about the typical error. Now, even while this might be designed for people who are intermediate and advanced, because you need to be able to write a paragraph, even if you can only write a few words, you can start to come to terms with some rules from Spanish grammar. So even if you have a simple sentence like this in English, you could, with a basic dictionary, you could probably get to something like this, right, which will have all kinds of errors. Let's say they could probably come up with that, even at a very basic level. Right? So what would the grammar checker do? Already, students are going to begin to find out some important things about verb conjugation and word order, right? And gender as well. Right? So if I go in and I follow the advice, this has to do with word order. And this has to do with gender, and let's try it again. Oh, what does it say? Oh, I need to use gran here. Right, so even at a very elementary level, if you interact with the words that you learn and put them together in a sentence, which we call grammar, you begin to get information about improving the way you write in Spanish. Try it out with your students, and please share if you find it helpful.